Tritaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Shiradi Madhava Yorapara Madhurya Lila Guna Rupa Namna Pratishana Svadana Lolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Nikunjayuna Nikunjayuna Yadikeli Siryai Yaya Libiru Tirapekshaniya Tatrati Daksharati Valavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Sakshadarit Vinasamasta Shastra Uktastata Bhavyata Eva Sadhi Kintu Prabhuya Priyavatasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Asya Prasada Bhagava Prasado Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutopi Dayam Suvam Tasya Yasya Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashachadeshatarine Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Rajamanam Yashoda Vyolukaladavamanam Paramishtamathyanta Todita Gopya Prudanta Muhurnetra Yugmamrijantam Karamboja Yugmena Satankaniktam Muhushvasa Kampachire Kankakanta Sitagava Damodaram Bhaktivadam Iti Dikshvalila Bir Ananta Kunte Swagoshan Imajanta Makyapayantam Tariye Shitagneshu Bhakta Shitadvam Puna prema tastam shataviti vande. Varam deva moksham na mokshavadim va Nachanam vineham vare shadapiha. Idam teva purnata gopalavalam Sada me manasya virasam kimanya. Idam te mukam bojam atyanta nile Vitam kuntalai snigdarak tachagopya. Mohosham vitam bimbarak taraname Manasya virasamalam lakshalava. Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdi Magnam. Kripadishti Rishyati Dinam Bhatanu Grihane Shamamadya Medya Shridisha. Veratma Jabada Murchavayatva Tvayama Chitta Bhakti Vajakita Cha. Tata Prema Bhaktim Svakame Prayacha Namokshe Gaho Mesti Damodareha. Namaste Sudamne Spura Dipti Damne Vari Udarayata Vishvasya Damne. Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam. Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Rama Rara Rara Rama Rara Radhe. Jaya Radha Rama Rara Rara Rama Rara Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madha Radha Nila Madha Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madha Radha Nila Madha Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Lakshmana Hanuman. Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Jai Om Shnupad Pramhamsa Pajaka Chaya Shtota Shata Shishimatis Divine Grace Abharchana Rinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON BBT BI Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Cha Om Shnupada Brahmamsa Pajaka Acharya Ashtota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridasa Ku Ki Jai Premise Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagnapuri Dham Ki Jai Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samavrita Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Damodara Masa Kartika Masa Ki Jai Shri Yashoda Damodara Ki Jai Shri Radha Damodara Ki Jai Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye To Narsingha Parato Narsingha Yato Yato Yamita To Narsingha Bahir Narsingha Hrudaye Narsingha Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Sringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Sringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Jayo 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 Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
To the Supreme Lord, whose the form is embodies eternity with knowledge and bliss, whose earrings to and fro, who shines beautifully in a Gokula, who quickly ran from the grinding motor in fear of Mother Yashoda, and who was caught from behind by her, who ran faster than he. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar I offer my humble obeisances. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his quick breathing shook the strand of pearls on his neck, which bore 3 lines like the conch shell. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound with the ropes of his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. With these super excellent pastimes, Lord Krishna drowned the residents of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. In this way, he declared to those absorbed in the knowledge of his majesty and opulence, I am conquered only by my pure loving devotees. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to the Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, though you can award all kinds of benedictions, I pray to you neither for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor for the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor for any other such boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart. For what use do I have of any other boon besides this? Lord, again and again, Mother Yashoda kisses your lotus face, which is framed by locks of soft black hair tinged with red and beautified by your lips, colored like red brimba fruit. May this vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances to you. O Damadara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. Shower me with your merciful glances and deliver this poor ignorant fool immersed in the ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, as a baby tied to a grinding motor, you delivered Kuvera's 2 sons from the curse of Narada and made them into great devotees. In the same way, please give me pure loving devotion for you. I long for you this alone and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, obeisances unto the brilliantly effulgent robe binding your belly. Obeisances unto your belly, the abode of the entire universe. Obeisances unto your dear most beloved Srimati Radharani. And obeisances unto you, O Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ए अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ए अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ए अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो हे अभिलाषी ए तुमार शरण लो तारा वांच पूर्ण हो ए तुमार कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोराए अभिलाष विलास कुंज धियो वास मोराए नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूप राशि এই নিবেদনা ধরো সখীরানুগতা করো सेवा अधिकारा दिए करो निज दासी दीन कृष्ण दासे को यही जन मोरा हो श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी यानी कानी च पापानी ब्रह्म हत्यादिकानी च तानी तानी प्राण शांति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे तानी कानी च पापानी ब्रह्म हत्यादिकानी च तानी तानी यानी कानी च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानी यानी कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Vrinda Devi, 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 Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवश्च च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवश्च च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवश्च च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः. श्रीमती वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय.
Making my resident in Vrindavana. Also grant me residence in the precious groves of Shiva and Dharanatham. Thus within my vision I shall always behold the beautiful paths of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follow a Karo Danso Virgin. Please give me the priest devotional service and make me your own maid servant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 fences in the matter of chanting holy names should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider them the demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent and name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing the Vedic version. 5. To consider glorious chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of our special ritualistic activities, offering the Vedas as fruity activities, Karma Ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names. and to maintain material attachments even after sending so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer most humble obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as trees who can fulfill to everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahatavakni nirvapanam Shriya kairava chantrika vitaranam vidyavatu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamita sadhanam Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Disham Iha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadaharihi Na Thanam, Na Janam, Na Sundarim, Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye, Mama Jammani, Jammani Shvare, Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Toyi, Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Patitam Han Vishamhe Bhavam Buddha, Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja, Stitha Duri Satisham Vichintaya, Nayanam Galadashuru Daraya, Vadanam Gada Rudaya Gira, Pulakai Nichitam Vapurkada Tavanama Grahane Pavishati Yuga Idam Nimi Shena Chakshusha Pravisha Idam Shunya Idam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahe Name Ashirishava Padaradam Pinnastumam Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tatava Vitatatu Lampato Matprananathastu Seeva Naparaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life for repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction for humanity in the large, because it expresses a rays and benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have vested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate and have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharajinanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow I fall into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me at once Adam the lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes bedecked with tears of love flowing constant when I chant your holy name, while my voice choke up, or hurts my body stand the end or recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling on separation, I'm considering the moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and shall remain so if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything, everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपप्तये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्तिविग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुतापसिद्धान्तद्वन्द्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसम्बोधे पादं पूजयते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भावभूमिस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सजनप्रियः सर्वपापी जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमपदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते जयतां श्रोतोर्भङ्गो मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधा मदनमोहनो दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यखभजुमाद श्रीमद्रानाकार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधाः श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो पृष्ठारिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसराम्बि वंशीवत ततः स्थितः कर्षं वेणुस्तनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रेयस्तुनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री मंगलाचरण प्रेयर्स की जय। श्री ब्रह्म संहिता की जय। ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिराद्य गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणम चिंतामणि प्रखर सत्मसुखोपवीक्ष रक्षाविधेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तं लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुं खवनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं पार्हार्वतं समसितां बुधसुन्दरङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्तकलसवनमालवंशि रानाङ्गदं फनयकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिपङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मयसदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमचोत्तमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्थास्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगाम्यो वायुरथापि मनसो मुनिपङ्गवानं Sophiyasti yapapada simya vichinta tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Ekopya sorachayitum jagadanta kotim ya shakti rasti jagadanta chayaya danta antantarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Yad bhava bhavitadiyo manujastateva samprapya rupa mahima sanayana bhushaha suktaryam eva nigama patitai stuvanti govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Ananda chimmaya rasa patibhavitabis taphe evan jarupataya kalapihi goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhutto govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Premanjana churuta bhakti velochanena santa sadeva hridayeshu velokayanti yam shama sundam achintya guna swarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Ramadi murtishu kalanyamena tishtan nanavataram bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samapava paramapumamyo govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and is the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Syama Sundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but attainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, and without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purasa, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka with Radha,
resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidants, Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by her ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shyamasundara, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees are in their heart of, see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Narasimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions.
Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita purport 7.1 purport. Srunvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha hridayanta hi sohi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit satam nasta prayesva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschai cheta etayaranavidam stitam sattve prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate vidyate hridaya grantes chidyante sarva samasyaha kshiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishware.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him.
In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord.
By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished.
When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly.
Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamsayam samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, text 1. Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved. Text 1. Suta uvacha atate samparethanam swanam udakam ichchatam dhatum sankarshana gangayam purukshritya yahu striya. Suta uvacha. Suta said, Atha, thus, they, the Pandavas, samparethanam, of the dead, swanam, of the relatives, udakam, water, ichchatam, willing to have, dhatum, to deliver, Sak Krishna, along with Draupadi, Gangayam, on the Ganges, Purashkritya, putting in the front, Yayu, went, Striya, the woman, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Suta Goswami said, thereafter the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. To date, it is the custom in Hindu society to go to the Ganges or any other sacred river to take bath when death occurs in the family. Each of the family members pours out a potful of the Ganges water for the departed soul and walks in a procession with the ladies in the front. The Pandavas also followed the rules more than 5,000 years ago. Lord Krishna, being a cousin of the Pandavas, was also among us the family members.
Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.2. Te tiniyadakam sarve vilapyascha brasampuna apluta haripadhabja rajaputa sarijale. They, all of them, Niniya, having offered, udakam, water, sarve, every one of them, vilapya, having lamented, cha, and brisham, sufficiently, puna, again, aplutha, took bath, haripadhabja, the lotus feet of the Lord, raja, dust, putha, purified, sarit, of the Ganges, jail, in the water. Translation. Jale, in the water. Translation. Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord.
1.8.3 तत्र शीनं कुरु पातिं धृतराष्ट्रं सहानुजं गान्धारिं पुत्र शोकार्तं पृथं कृष्णं च माधवः तत्र there आशीनं sitting Kurupatim the king of the Kurus Dhritarashtra Saha Anujam with his younger brothers Gandhari Putra son Shoka Artham overtaken by bereavement Pritham Kunti Krishnam Draupadi Cha also Madhavaha Lord Sri Krishna. Translation. There sat the king of the Kurus Maharaja Yudhishthira along with his younger brothers and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti and Draupadi, all overwhelmed with grief. Lord Krishna was also there. Purport. The battle of Kurukshetra was fought between family members and thus all affected persons were also family members like Maharaja Yudhishthira and brothers Kunti, Draupadi, Subhadra, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and her daughters-in-law, etc. All the principal dead bodies were in some way or other related with each other, and therefore the family grief was combined. Lord Krishna was also one of them as a cousin of the Pandavas and nephew of Kunti, as well as brother of Subhadra, etc. The Lord therefore was equally sympathetic toward all of them, and therefore he began to pacify them befittingly.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8. Text 4. Santvayam Ashamuni Bir Hata Bundan Sucharpitan Bhuteshu Kalasha Katim Darshayan Na Pratikriyam Swantvayam Asha pacified Munibihi along with the Munis present there. Hata Bandun those who lost their friends and relatives. Sucharpitan all shocked and affected. Bhuteshu unto the living beings. Kalashya of the supreme law of the Almighty. Gatim reactions. Darshayan demonstrated. No Prakritim Prakriyam Pratikriyam remedial measures. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Sri Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The stringent laws of nature under the order of the Supreme Personality of God and cannot be altered by any living entity. The living entity are eternally under the subjugation of the Almighty Lord. The Lord makes all the laws and orders, and these laws and orders are generally called dharma, or religion. No one can create any religious formula. Bona fide religion is to abide by the orders of the Lord. The Lord's orders are clearly declared in the Bhagavad Gita. Everyone should follow him only or his orders, and that will make all happy, both materially and spiritually. As long as we are in the material world, our duty is to follow the orders of the Lord, and if by the grace of the Lord we are liberated from the clutches of the material world, then in our liberated stage also we can render transcendental loving service unto the Lord. In our material stage we can see neither ourselves nor the Lord for want of spiritual vision. But when we are liberated from material fiction and are situated in our original spiritual form, we can see both ourselves and the Lord face to face. Mukti means to reinstated in one's original spiritual status after giving up the material conception of life. Therefore, human life is specifically meant for qualifying ourselves for this spiritual liberty. Unfortunately, under the influence of illusory material energy, we accept this spot life of only a few years as our permanent existence, and thus become illusioned by possessing so-called country, homeland, children, wife, community, wealth, etc., which are false representations created by Maya, illusion. And under the dictation of Maya, we fight with one another to protect these false possessions. By cultivating spiritual knowledge, we can realize that we have nothing to do with all this material paraphernalia. Then at once we become free from material attachment.
This clearance of the misgivings of material existence at once takes place by association with the Lord's devotees, who are able to inject the transcendental sound into the depths of the bewildered heart, and thus make one practically liberated from all lamentation and illusion. That is a summary of the pacifying measures for those affected by the reaction of stringent material laws, exhibited in the forms of birth, death, old age, and disease, which are insoluble factors of material existence. The victims of war, namely the family members of the Kurus, were lamenting the problems of death, and the Lord pacified them on the basis of knowledge.
Text 5. Sadayit vajata satro swamrajam katver hritam gatayita vasato na Kacha Sparsha Kshata Kachatashu Sadayitva, having executed Ajata Satru, of one who has no enemy. Swam Rajyam, his own kingdom. Kitavai, by the clever, Duryodhana and party. Hritam, usurped. Gatayitva, having killed. Asata, the unscrupulous. Rajna, of the queen. Kacha, bunch of hair. Sparsha, roughly handled. Kshata, decreased. Ayusha, by the duration of life. Translation. The clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed. Then the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for the rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. Purport. In the glorious days, or before the advent of the age of Kali, the Brahmins, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. 1. The protection of the Brahmins maintains the institution of Varna and Ashrama. The most scientific culture for attainment of spiritual life. 2. The protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food, i.e. milk, for maintaining the finer tissues of the brain for understanding higher aims of life. 3. The protection of women maintains the chastity of society by which we can get a good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. 4. The protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children beings from the very day of begetting a child by the purificatory process of garbhadana samskara, the beginning of pure life. 5. The protection of the old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for a better life after death. This complete outlook is based on factors leading to successful humanity as against the civilization of polished cats and dogs. The killing of the above-mentioned innocent creatures is totally forbidden because even by insulting them, one loses one's duration of life. In the age of Kali, they are not properly protected, and therefore the duration of life of the present generation has shortened considerably. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that when the women become unchaste for want of proper protection, there are unwanted children called Varna Shankara. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster in the duration of life. Dushashana, a brother of Duryodhana, insulted Draupadi, an ideal chaste lady, and therefore then the miscreants died untimely. These are some of the stringent laws of the Lord mentioned above.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 1, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 6. यजा इतीवा स्वमेधस्तां त्रिभिरुत्तमकल्पके तद्यस्य पावनं दीक्षु शतमन्योरिवातनोत् yajai itva, by performing Ashwamedha, yajna in which a horse is sacrificed, tam, him, King Yudhishthira, tribhi, three, uttama, best, kalpake, supplied with proper ingredients and performed by able priests, tat, that, yasha, fame, pavanam, virtuous, dikshu, all directions, Satamanyo, Indra, who performed 100 such sacrifices. Iva, like, Atanot, spread. Lord Sri Krishna caused 3 well-performed Ashwamedha Yagyas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthir, and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 such sacrifices. Purport by is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This is something like the preface to the performances of Ashwamedha Yagya by Maharaj Yudhishthir. The comparison of Maharaj Yudhishthir to the King of Heaven is significant. The King of Heaven is thousands and thousands of times greater than Maharaj Yudhishthir in opulence, yet the fame of Maharaj Yudhishthir was not less. The reason is that Maharaj Yudhishthir was a pure devotee of the Lord, and by his grace only was King Yudhishthir on the level of the King of Heaven, even though he performed only 3 yagyas, whereas the King of Heaven performed hundreds. That is the prerogative of the devotees of the Lord. The Lord is equal to everyone, but a devotee of the Lord is more glorified because he is always in touch with the All-Great. The sun rays are equally distributed, but still there are some places which are always dark. This is not due to the sun, but due to the receptive power. Similarly, those who are cent-percent devotees of the Lord get the full-fledged mercy of the Lord, which is always equally distributed everywhere.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 7. Amrantriya Panduputram cha Saine Yodhava Samuyutaha Dvapaya Nandibihir Vipraya Pujitaiha Prati Pujitaha. Amrantaya, inviting Panduputra, all the son of Pandu, Cha also, Shaineya, Satyaki, Uddhava, Samyuttaha, combined, Dvaya Payana Adibihi, Dvaipayana Adibihi, by the rims like Veda Vyasa, Viprayaha, by the Brahmanas, Pujitaiha, being worshipped, Prati Pujita, the Lord also reciprocated equally. Translation. Lord Sri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu. After having been worshipped by the Brahmanas, headed by Srila Vyasadeva, the Lord also reciprocated greetings. The purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Apparently, Lord Sri Krishna was a Kshatriya and was not worshipable by the Brahmanas. But the Brahmanas present there, headed by Srila Vyasadeva, all knew him to be the personality of Godhead, and therefore they worshipped him. The Lord reciprocated the greeting just to honor the social order that a Kshatriya is obedient to the orders of the Brahmanas. Although Lord Sri Krishna was always offered to the respects due to the Supreme Lord from all responsible quarters, the Lord never deviated from customary usages between the 4 orders of society. The Lord purposely observed all these social customs so that other would follow him in the future. Canto 1, chapter 8, text 8. Gantum krutamatir brahman dwarakam ratamasita astitaha upalebe avidavantim uttaram baya vihvalam. Gantum, just desiring to start. Kritamati, having decided. Brahman, O Brahmana. Dwarakam, towards Dwaraka. Radam, on the chariot. Astita, seated. Upalebe, saw. Abhidavantim, coming hurriedly. Uttara. Bhayavihvalam, being afraid. Translation. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwaraka, he saw Uttara hurrying toward him in fear. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All the members of the family of the Pandavas were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord, and therefore the Lord protected all of them in all circumstances. The Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon Him is especially looked after by the Lord. The father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on the father.
Atara vaka uttaro vacha pahi mahayogin deva jagatpate nanyam tvad abhayam pashe yatra mrityo parashparam.
Uttara said, Pahi, protect, Mahayogin, the greatest mystic, Deva, the worshipable of the worshipped, Jagatpate, O Lord of the universe, no, not, Anyam, anyone else, Tvat, then you, Abhayam, fearlessness, Pasye, do I see, Yatra, where there is, Mrityu, death, Parasparam, in the world of duality.
Uttara said, O Lords of Lords, Lord of the universe, your translation. Uttara said, O Lords of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Purport by His Divine Grace Sissy Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This material world is the world of duality, in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of the material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are His absolute servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others, and death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and spirit. The Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord.
Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 10. Abhidravati mamisha sharastaptaya sa vibho kamam dahatu mam natha mame gharbo nipayatam. Abhidravati, coming towards, mam, me, Isha, O Lord, Shara, the arrow, Tapta, fiery, Ayasha, iron, Vibho, O Great One, Kamam, desire, Dahatu, let it burn, Mam, me, Natha, O Protector, Ma, not, me, my, Garbha, embryo, Nupatyatam, be aborted. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O my Lord, you are all-powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. This incident took place after the death of Abhimanyu, the husband of Uttara. Abhimanyu's widow, Uttara, should have followed the path of her husband, but because she was pregnant and Maharaj Parikshit, a great devotee of the Lord, was lying in embryo, she was responsible for his protection. The mother of a child has a great responsibility in giving all protection to her child, and therefore Uttara was not ashamed to express this frankly before Lord Krishna. Uttara was the daughter of a great king, the wife of a great hero, and student of a great devotee, and later she was the mother of a good king also. She was fortunate in every respect.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 11. Sutta Vacha Upadarya Vachas Tasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalya Apandvavam Idam Kartum Draunar Astram Abhidyata. Sutta Vacha, Sutta Goswami said, Upadarya, by hearing her patiently, Vachaha, words, Tasyaha, her, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Bhakta Vatsalyaha, he who is very much affectionate towards his devotees, Apandvavam, without the existence of the Pandavas, descendants, Idam, this, Kartum, to do it, Draunyaha, of the son of Dronacharya, Astram, weapon, Abudhyata, understood. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. The Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhana and established the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, who was laying in embryo. He did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees.
Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 12.
तर्हि एव त मुनिश्रेष्ठ पाण्डव पञ्च साकयन् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राणि upadadu. Tarhi, then, eva also, ata, therefore, Munishreshta, O chief among the Munis, Pandava, all the sons of Pandu, Pancha, 5, Sayakan, weapons, Atmanaha, own selves, Abhimukan, towards, Deeptan, glaring, Alakshya, seeing it, Astrani, weapons, Upadadu, took up. Translation. O foremost among the great thinkers, Munis, Saunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Brahmastras are finer than the nuclear weapons. Ashwadhama discharged the Brahmastra simply to kill the Pandavas, namely the 5 brothers headed by Maharaja Yudhishthira and their only grandson who was lying within the womb of Uttara. Therefore, the Brahmastra, more effective and finer than atomic weapons, was not as blind as the atomic bombs. When the atomic bombs are discharged, they do not discriminate between the target and others. Mainly the atomic bombs do harm to the innocent because there is no control. The Brahmastra is not like that. It marks out the target and proceeds accordingly without harming the innocent.
Vyasanam vikshya tattesham ananya vishayatmanam sudarshanena svastitrena svanam raksham vyadad vibhuhu.
Vasanam, the great danger. Viksya, having observed. Tat, that. Tesham, there. Ananya, no other. Vishaya means Atmanam, thus inclined. Sudarshanena, by the wheel of Sri Krishna. Shvastrena, by the weapon. Shwanam, of his own devotees. Raksham, protection. Vedat did it. Vibhu, the Almighty.
Translation. The Almighty Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees who are fully surrendered souls, at once took up his Sudarshana disc to protect them.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Brahmastra, the supreme weapon released by Ashwadhama, was something similar to the nuclear weapon, but with more radiation and heat. This Brahmastra is the product of a more subtle science, being the product of a finer sound, a mantra recorded in the Vedas. Another advantage of this weapon is that it is not blind like the nuclear weapon, because it can be directed only to the target and nothing else. Ashwadhama released the weapon just to finish all the male members of the Pandus family. Therefore, in one sense, it was more dangerous than the atomic bomb because it could penetrate even the most protected place and would never miss the target. Knowing all this, Lord Sri Krishna at once took up his personal weapon to protect his devotees, who did not know anyone rather than Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has clearly promised that his devotees are never to be vanquished, and he behaves accordingly to the quality of or degree of the devotional service rendered by the devotees. Here the word Ananya Vishayatmanam is significant. The Pandavas were sent person dependent on the protection of the Lord, although they were all great warriors themselves. But the Lord neglects even the greatest warriors and also vanquishes them in no time. When the Lord saw that there was no time for the Pandavas to counteract the Brahmastra of Ashwadhama, he took up his weapon even at the risk of breaking his own vow. Although the battle of Kurukshetra was almost finished, still according to his vow, he should not have taken up his own weapon. But the emergency was more important than the vow. He is better known as a Bhakta Vachala or the lover of his devotee, and thus he preferred to continue as Bhakta Vachala than to be a worldly moralist who never breaks his solemn vow.
Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 14. Antashta sarva bhutanam atma yogeshvaro hari swamayayar mayaya vrinod garbham vairatya kuruktantave. Antasta, being within, sarva, all, bhutanam, of the living beings, Atma, soul, Yoga Ishvara, the Lord of all mysticism, Hari, the Supreme Lord, Swamayaya, by the personal energy, Avranot, covered, Garbham, embryo, Vairatya, of Uttara, Kuru Tantave, for the progeny of Maharaj Kuru. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord of Supreme Mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as the Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. The Lord of Supreme Mysticism can simultaneously reside within everyone's heart or even within the atoms by his Paramatma feature, his plenary portion. Therefore, from within the body of Uttara, he covered the embryo to save Maharaj Parikshit and protect the progeny of Maharaj Kuru, of whom King Pandu was also a descendant. Both the sons of Dhritarashtra and those of Pandu belonged to the same dynasty of Maharaj Kuru. Therefore, both of them were generally known as Kurus. But when there were differences between the two families, the sons of Dhritarashtra were known as Kurus, whereas the sons of Pandu were known as Pandavas. Since the sons and grandsons of Dhritarashtra were all killed in the battle of Kurukshetra, the last son of the dynasty is designated as a son of the Kurus.
Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 15. Yadyapi asram brahma sriras tu amogam chapriti kriyam vaishnavam teja asadya samshamyad brugudvaha. Yadyapi, although, Astram, weapon, Brahma Sri Shiraha, supreme, tu, but, Amogam, without check, Cha, and, Apritri Kriyam, not to be counteracted, Vaishnavam, in the relation with Vishnu, Tejaha, strength, Asadya, being confronted with, Samsmayat, was neutralized, Burgu Uddhava, O glory of the family of Bhrigu. Translation: O Shaunaka, glory of Bhrigu's family. Although the supreme Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama was irresistible and without check or counteractions, it was neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Brahma Jyoti, or the glowing transcendental effulgence, is resting on the Lord Sri Krishna. In other words, the glowing effulgence known as Brahma Tejas is nothing but the rays of the Lord, just as the sun rays or rays of the sun disk. So this Brahma weapon also, although materially irresistible,
could not surpass the supreme strength of the Lord. The weapon called Brahmastra released by Ashwatthama was neutralized and foiled by Lord Sri Krishna by his own energy. That is to say, he did not wait for any other's help because he is absolute.
Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 16. Mamamsta hi etat ascharyam sarvascharyamayechute ya idam maya devya srujati avati hanti aja. Ma, do not. Mamsta, think he, certainly, etat, all these, ascharyam, wonderful, sarva, all, Ascharya in the all mysterious, Achyute, the infallible, Yah, one who, Idam, this creation, Mayaya, by his energy, Devya, transcendental, Srujati, creates, Avati, maintains, Hanti, annihilates, Ajah, unborn. Translation: O Brahmanas, do not think this to be especially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personality of Godhead. By his own transcendental energy, he maintains and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unborn. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The activities of the Lord are always inconceivable to the tiny brain of the living entities. Nothing is impossible for the Supreme Lord, but all his actions are wonderful for us, and thus he is always beyond the range of our conceivable limits. The Lord is the all-powerful, all-perfect personality of Godhead. The Lord is sent person perfect, whereas others, namely Narayana, Brahma, Shiva, the demigods and all other living beings, possess only different percentages of such perfection. No one is equal to or greater than him. He is unrivaled.
कंठवार श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
Today we read up to Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 16. So we'll continue reading tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
So start reading.